Hello there, you're welcome to Prep with Chigozie, and on today's episode, I am excited to discuss a topic I have been yearning to discuss for a while. I'm talking about homophones. Now, in the first place, what are homophones? These are words that sound alike, they sound almost the same, and they mean different things. Right, they sound the same, but then they mean different things. They have different meanings. It's often confused for homonyms. Homonyms, on the other hand, are words that are spelled the same way, the exact same spellings, but then have different meanings. In any case, we're going to be teaching both of them. Words that have the same pronunciation, different meaning, as well as words that have the same spellings but different meanings. Right? This would really help you in your essay writing and your daily communication, in fact, so that you have the right spellings for whatever you mean to say at any point in time. In the first place, I have the most common one. We see it every day. It is IT'(S) and then it's. So IT'(S) is a contracted word in English, the full meaning of which is it is. So if you're going to write it is mine, it is there, write ITIS. If you're not so certain, write ITIS, it is, rather than writing ITS. ITS is a possessive pronoun on its own that sounds almost the same as IT'(S). It's, as in, the dog wagged its tail. So you see, the dog wagged its tail. The "it's" in this case does not go with the apostrophe. So whenever you have the apostrophe in the middle of a full word, just word is shortened, a letter is missing in the word. I mean, the same for other words like who is, as in spelled WHO'(S), or they are, whose full spelling is THEYARE. Right? So yes, and that brings us to the next one on my list. They are, there, and there. They are all three different words, three different meanings, even though they have a bit of similarity here and there in their pronunciations, right? So they are, like I hinted at earlier, they are here. They are mine. THEY'(RE). That is, they are. There is an adverbial of place, an adverb of place. I kept the books there. THERE. Right? Lastly, there. These are their books. THEIR. Hope this is clear. The next on my list, pretty common. I don't think there are many issues around this particular one, except that I think I've seen it just a few times. And in such occurrences, it is often honest mistakes on the part of my students who I get to mark and say these things. So I'm talking about two, and two. For two, not to. It's pronounced two, right? I am going to the market, not I'm going to the market. I'm going to the market. And often, if you're pronouncing them in long rapid speech, you tend to pronounce it as t. So I'm going to the market. You see, by the way, it is market, not market. Secondly, two. I have two books. Two books, right? I have two books. TWO, right? Lastly, TOO, in other words, TOO. These two are mine. Probably if you may have indicated to the person before that, oh, you own these books, and the person points to something else, a pen. Oh, these two are mine. It's another way of saying also. You went to the market earlier today. Yes, I also went to the market. Or I went to the market too. Right? So I'm sure we're clear about all of these other ones. Now it's flour and flour. See, they both sound exactly alike. The flour, FLOUR, is the one used in baking, but then it's pronounced flour. And then we have flower, FLOWER. Of course, the flower you have in a garden, the rose, the daffodils, and the likes. And then we have floor, FLOOR. So students often, or regular English speakers, confuse FLOUR for FLOOR. They tend to sound both the same. Floor, no. Flour is sounded flower, just like your flower you have in your gardens, right? Next on my list is feet. Feet and feet. Feet indicates that you're physically fit, you're strong, he's healthy, he's fit. Fit. Feet, your legs, the ones that go to the ground. Feet. Feat sounds just the same as feet. Feat means an accomplishment. So I just attained a new feat in my career. Finally on my list, and I bet you this is probably the most complicated, right? I have cause, curse, and corrects. It sounds like a mouthful already. So in the first place, course, COURSE, stands for subject, discipline. Take for example, I am learning a new course in digital marketing. So you see, I'm taking a course in digital marketing. Course, COURSE. Cause refers to the reason, the purpose for something happening. So a major cause of the inflation is government ineptitude, something like that. Cause, CAUSE. SE in this case is sounded as Z, so you have cause. Curse, a pronouncement, a bad pronouncement, a bad prayer somebody put on your head. It sounded curse, so it is spelled CURSE. Next on my list is cause. Almost the same as COURSE is COARSE. This is okay, synonym of which is rough, bristle. So you can refer to probably a book as having a coarse texture. So the book has a coarse texture. In other words, the book has a rough texture. COARSE. Next is curse. Curse, which means compelling someone, threatening someone by force to do something, right? Finally is coax. Coax. This is often confused with the previous, right? But it means to convince somebody to take in an action. You persuade somebody. So the young man was coaxed into giving a testimony. Coaxed. COAX. Yes, in the past tense form, he was coaxed to be COAXED. So I hope this is helpful enough. These are the most common words I can come about. There are several others, such as bear and animal. Die, DIE and DYE. DYE meaning, of course, to infuse color into a material or whatever object. Die, of course, to pass on to the other life. Principle, both sounds exactly the same. Principal as from the person who heads or school administration, as in, and principle meaning the most important, the most essential issue, or the most several others, right? But the ones I just spelled out to you with their meanings today are the most recurring. At least in my teaching career, they are the ones I have come across the most. So I hope this is very helpful to help you, of course, next time moving on, that you speak more confidently and you spell more confidently, knowing the meanings of the words you're using at any point in time. So until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for staying to the very end. Bye bye.